I got asked if I could do a video about resentments. So that's what I'm going to do today. So if you have a sort of a festering, lingering, annoying resentment, which keeps coming up, you know, maybe every morning when you wake up, it's kind of there, gnawing away at you. Or maybe it's the sort of thing that comes to you last thing at night. Whenever there are quiet moments in the day, this resentment comes up. So we're not talking about something which is just kind of minor, that just happens, but something that you're harboring, right? A sense of injustice, unfairness. Things should have happened differently. Either there was an event which occurred that happened to you, or an environment was rubbish, or maybe you think that you should have known better than to have been led down. Whatever it may be, okay? But there is a sense of recurring resentment around this. Now, there are lots of ways that you can look at this, some of which are kind of more effective than others. So, you know, one which ought to work, but which doesn't seem to work, is this idea that, well, whatever it is I'm angry about happened in the past. So I can't change it. It's already happened. It's finished. It's done, you know? Even if there are repercussions of it which are occurring today, the thing that you're angry about is in the past. You know, one of the questions you can ask yourself when you feel these things, when am I? Because you're not now. You're somewhere back in the past. And by definition, that can't be changed, right? So that ought to work. But it doesn't seem to, right? My broad, I was going to say feeling, my broad thought about feelings, my broad sentiment about feelings is that they're neutral, okay? That all emotions are equally good or bad or neutral, right? There is no such calibration. It doesn't make sense. They're messengers. They deliver a message to you. Once you've heard the message, the emotion goes away, right? So there's a number of ways that you can think about that with the resentment, okay? If you journal every day, you'll notice that thoughts come and go, emotions come and go. So if this resentment keeps occurring, keeps coming back every morning, well then it might be useful to ask yourself, is there a secondary gain attached to the resentment? Is it somehow or other actually a little bit useful to me? Even though I don't like it, is it doing me some good somewhere? As a simple example, right? By blaming this circumstance or this event that I am angry about, am I able to justify the fact that I'm not making the progress that I want to in my life? Simple example, right? So using the resentment, the event behind the resentment, as a sort of a comfortable delusion to stop you from taking action that you really ought to take. That would be a secondary gain, right? So it's worth considering, if something keeps coming back over and over and over, is that because actually you're finding it a little bit useful? If that's not the case, if we take on this basis, therefore, that emotions are messengers, and once you've heard and understood and integrated the message, then the emotion goes away, then what's going on with this resentment, right? Because you know what the resentment is. You feel it, you hear it, but apparently it doesn't go away. Apparently it comes back the next day. And for me, that's because you're trying with a past event to therefore solve something which is unsolvable. You can't fix it. It's occurred. So therefore, this messenger is kind of tapping on the door, but it's too late. So for me, the most useful way to do this is to completely reshape your story about the resentment, okay? The resentment says, it's not fair. It should have happened different. I should have known better. They should have known better. Something like that, okay? It's all about anger. It's something that's in the past that you can't fix, so therefore it keeps coming back, coming back, coming back. If you can flip that, if you can find something about it that is good or useful. Anything, but something that is profound. It can even be as easy as, well, I've learned from that situation, I will never ever do that again, for example, or I'll never let myself get in that situation again. But what would be particularly useful is if you can find something which is motivating, that will drive you to take an action, either to benefit yourself or to benefit others from the injustice or whatever the thing was. You can bring some good from it. Then the emotion can go away, because then what's happened is you have transferred that energy into something good, into something loving, into something generous. You've literally transformed it into a different, better, kinder type of energy. And you can then kind of give that to the world. So that's a fantastic way of releasing the resentment, okay? The other one, which is also lovely, that I really love, but it might be a little bit challenging, is the kind of heroic approach, okay? I'm not going to let this resentment dim my light. So if you have a motivation in life, if there are certain things that just make you glow, make you shine, give you purpose, meaning, drive in life, a goal which helps others, that allows you to contribute to the world, well, then you can enlist that heroic element of you and kind of say, I'm not going to allow this resentment to get the better of me. I'll use the power of the anger as a driver for good. Kind of similar to the last one, but there's a sort of a heroic use of that anger into making you or the world or everything combined stronger, better, fitter, kinder, whatever it may be. So I hope some of those are useful, yeah? It's this idea of translating the perception of something which keeps coming up as negative or painful or bad into something which is of use to the world, that is good, that you can share. When you do that, there's no need to hold the resentment anymore, because then you can be thankful for the horrible things that you were angry about. It's like, wow, if I hadn't experienced that, I would never have known, whatever it may be, or I would never have taken the action, whatever it may be. And suddenly, your problems become the events that you learn from, that shape the beautiful you today and of the future. Yeah. Ta-da. I hope that's of help. All right. Thank you very much for watching. If it's of use, let me know. Yeah. Tell me down below. If it's not of use, let me know. Tell me down below. All right. And go scan the other videos. Cheers.